Hey guys, it's Hannah and welcome back to the Dyslexic Reader. It has been a while, it has been a month, and I don't know where to start. I guess this is going to be my June 2018 wrap up, but kind of with a life update because I feel like what's happening is affecting me. And it's affecting the channel, the fact that I haven't posted in a long time, but also me as a person it's really affecting, and I don't really want to keep it hidden from you guys. But I'll show you what I read this month and I'll kind of update you, and then I'll kind of tell you what I thought about them. I haven't really planned this out, that's just what I'm going to do. It is absolutely roasting here, we're having a heat wave, so I have a nice icy beverage. It's approaching like 90 Fahrenheit here. But I think you need to understand, if you live in a country with air conditioning, that is not a thing here. So inside it's like actually like 100 degrees and outside it's like 90 degrees and baking sun, and you just cannot get away from it. We're also not used to it, but I think people always say, oh, the British, they're moaning it's hot, it's only like 80 something Fahrenheit. But we cannot, it's warmer in our houses, we don't have any way to cool down. Also, we're getting like water bans, like each house is restricted on how much like water they can use. You're not allowed to use like your hose, and everyone's garden's dying, and it's a sad time. But I'm just rambling because I don't want to get round to what this video is really meant to be about, so I'm going to plow on. So these are the books that I tackled in June. I didn't read a lot. I read The Girls with All the Gifts by M.R. Carey, Blacklands by Belinda Bauer, I'm going to pronounce that. I tried to read Wolf in Windhelm by Jenny Mayhew, but I DNF'd it because I didn't like it. Read the third in the Mortal Instruments series, and I read The Lonely Hearts Hotel by Heather O'Neill. So that's what I read. Looking at it now, I'm actually quite impressed that I read that much, but quickly how my June has been. The start of the month was incredibly busy with work. We had like an inspection in the school that I was working in, so a lot of paperwork, a lot of stress. It was hot even then, so trying to organise like the kids and keeping them cool, there was just like a lot of things going on. But really at all, I'm sorry if you can hear my neighbour's alarm that's going off, by the way, but I cannot close the window because it's sweltering. So on the 14th of June I got a phone call from my best friend to say that her 11-year-old daughter had been rushed into hospital and to get down there quickly, and unfortunately she died. She took we believe a major heart attack. We decided not to have an autopsy done because to put the child through that, to delay the funeral, it didn't matter how she died, it wasn't bringing her back. But they reckon it was some sort of catastrophic internal thing. It wasn't traumatic, it was quick. She told everyone she loved them and went to bed and just didn't wake up. So I guess that's a blessing that she went peacefully and she was not sick for a long time or anything like that. But as you can imagine, losing an 11-year-old child has been beyond heartbreaking. It has changed our lives. I haven't been eating, I haven't been sleeping. The funeral is over now. Thank goodness, getting that organised. Obviously my best friend, her mother is in a horrific state. She has other siblings that are all beyond heartbroken. And it's just been a really, really rough time for me. So literally every waking hour has been at their house, and any time that I have here I'm just sleeping. I can't even concentrate, I can't watch YouTube. So I haven't really got much reading done this month, but I'm trying to improve it for next month. So without getting really bogged down on that, I just wanted to let you guys know because it is affecting me. And I think you deserve to know. I consider a lot of you very good friends. I know some of you already know because I've been chatting to you. But I kind of wanted to let everyone know, that's what I'm going through at the minute, so I can't really say how this channel is going to go over the next few weeks, months, whether I'll be able to post regularly, what I'll be reading, whether I'll be reading a lot. It's just going to be taking each day as it comes. On other news, yesterday my cousin had a baby, so I'm an auntie for the second time. A little boy called Abel, and mum and baby are healthy and well, so that's really good news. I was there at the hospital yesterday when he was born. It was nice to have another little life, to sort of, not to fill the void because hope cannot be replaced, but to another little distraction, another something to motivate me, something to do a little bit of fresh joy in my life. So that's been nice. But this is a wrap up, so on with the books. The first book I read was The Girl with All the Gifts. I really was looking forward to this book. It is not what I thought it was going to be. If you are going to read this, go in blind. So I didn't know a lot about it, but it intrigued me, so I put it on hold at the library. But between getting it, like putting it on hold and receiving it, I found out more about it just listening to other booktubers and stuff, and that kind of ruined it. Not that they were trying to ruin it, no one spoilered it or anything, but just I think it's the kind of book that you don't really need to know much about. It's about a girl. I don't really want to say anything about this book because I think different people will think that different things spoil it. But it is I guess that you would say that it was kind of like a thriller. There's a group of kids and there's something not quite right about them. And they're all in a school together. And there's something weird going on. And that's what I'm going to leave it as. As I was reading this book, I was kind of intrigued. I felt like the information was kind of, I like the information kind of sprinkled along, but it was kind of, here's a pile of information that's going to like not be able to register because there's so much information, and then a long period of time where things were happening but the story didn't seem to progress, as in us slowly finding out what's going on. I felt like you find out a lot and then the characters progressed on their journey or whatever, but you as a reader were not like, oh, maybe that's related to this. Do you know what I mean? You were getting the information in dumps that were quite sparse, whereas I like kind of like a trail of breadcrumbs to follow within a book. So that was something I didn't like. I did enjoy the characters. I thought the premise was good, and I really enjoy how it ended. Can you hear that? I think my neighbours are watching the football. The World Cup is a big deal here. So if you hear screaming, it's just the neighbours in the middle of the day watching the football on a Saturday afternoon. I do have the second book. I got it from the library as well. But I'm still undecided whether I want to read it or not, because I wasn't a big fan of this, but I really enjoyed the ending. But I still only gave it 3 stars, but it was on the verge of a 4 just because the ending was so good. But it really was intriguing. I think I would have liked it more though if I'd known less going into it. But if that's your kind of deal, I do recommend this. Second book that I read in June was Black Lands. But as with all my books, they're either library books or they were picked up for like 50p somewhere. Picked this up for, I don't even think it was 50p, I think it was in the 3 for a pound section, so it was less than that, in one of my favourite second-hand bookstores, but it's quite a long distance from me, so I don't go very often. And it is about a young boy, I believe he's about 11 or 12, and his uncle was murdered as a child, like obviously before the child was born. And this murder has obviously had an effect on his grandmother, who lost a son, his mother, who lost a brother, but also the whole family. Because of how it affects them, it affects everyone. His life is abnormal. Don't like that term, but because of how his mother and grandmother were affected by this. So they reckon that it was a serial killer who killed him, but they never found the body. And this wee boy reckons that if he can find his uncle's body, that everything will be okay. So he goes out and he can't find the body. So he ends up writing to the serial killer in prison, unbeknownst to any of his family. As a 12-year-old boy, he's writing to the serial killer, and the serial killer wants to like play a game with him. I thought it was well written, I thought it was well done, I thought it was the perfect length, I liked the way it ended. I just really, really enjoyed this book. I didn't think it was perfect, I didn't think it was mind-blowing, so I give it, like, it would be a high 4-star for me. I then tried to read A Wolf in Hindleheim. I said Windhelm earlier, didn't I? And that's from Skyrim by Jenny Mayhew. And I thought this sounded really good. A remote German village, 1926. Something is happening in this place where nothing happens. A baby has gone missing. A police constable has been called. A doctor suspects a storekeeper. A son wants to prove himself a man. Two strangers feel a pull of attraction. Then rumours begin. Once suspicion has taken hold, is anything beyond belief. But I hated the writing style. I think it sounded like a really good story. I just saw this in the kind of what's new section of my library, and I thought it was, the cover drew me, it's gorgeous, and then I read the back and I thought it sounded really good, but I did not like the writing style. It is not translated from German. I believe it was written in English. There's no kind of, doesn't say anywhere that it's a translation, but it reads like a bad translation, and I'm not sure if that's what she was going for. Like, this was really like a true story that happened in the 1920s and was written about in Germany, and then as being like, I don't know if that she was, but it read like a poor translation to me, like just the way it was written. I then read City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. This is the third in the Mortal Instruments series. I'm enjoying this series. It's not brilliant, but it's very fun, it's very enjoyable. I can escape into the world. I just think it's really good fun. I really enjoy reading them. It's in no way mind-blowing in how it's written or anything, but I just think the story's good and it's something that I really enjoy. I'm not going to say it's a guilty pleasure because I don't feel guilty for enjoying it, but that's the kind of thing it is. You know, it's like watching bad TV, but it's just an escape. It feels really good to read it. But I'm reading about one a month, and I think I'll probably keep that up around one this month or one next month. I can't really say much about the plot of this, obviously, because it's the third book, but I'm sure everyone knows the Mortal Instruments series is kind of like about shadow hunters that are really kind of demon hunters, and there's demons and angels and werewolves and vampires and fairies and all those kind of things. I would say this is more like a slightly grown up Percy Jackson, like the YA Percy Jackson, but not like Greek mythology based, just kind of like monster based, I guess. And if I didn't say, I give this a 5-star because I just really enjoyed it and just needed an easy read at the time. My last read of the month, this was another library book. It was The Lonely Hearts Hotel. I saw Shazza over at Hooked on Books and Alma at Alma Loves Books. Buddy read this a while ago and it didn't sound like my thing, but they both really liked it, and when I saw it sitting in my library I thought I might as well pick it up, and if I read it, I read it. If I don't, I don't. But I picked this up and absolutely loved it. It is basically about the complete lives of two orphans who are born at the same time, given to the same orphanage, and their whole lives just end up entwined. And the story was good, but what I really loved about this was the writing. The imagery was beautifully written. Like, it was just hooked. I was just sucked right in. It's in like 1920s/30s because it takes a span of years. Montreal. And it's just so beautifully written. Just how it's explained describes it so perfectly, and yet I would never think of describing it that way. And I really felt like you could picture what she was writing about. The way she wrote emotion was really beautiful. And it was just a twist, eternity. I just wanted to know what happened to these people. I wanted them to do well. I hated the people who had done them wrong. I just got really, really invested in this book. It was quite a slow read for me. I found the text is not necessarily small or anything, but I found it took me like ages and ages just to read one page. But I think that was the imagery and the fact that I was just like really absorbed and like appreciating each word as I went along. So I really, really, really enjoyed this. This was a 5-star, and I think I might actually buy a copy of this to have. I never ever do that, but I think I might see if I can buy myself a copy of this because it was fabulous, and I feel like I am going to be recommending it to a whole ton of people. So that's it. This video has been weird. It's felt odd for me to film after such a long time. But I know you guys will support me and understand and whatever. As I said, I have no idea how I'm going to be. I'm kind of just living life on a day-to-day basis at the minute, trying to get through. And I would love to get back to reading more, making videos more, but I've got to put myself first. And I've got to make sure that I'm really ready for that before I put myself into it. So that's what I want to do. I feel like my friend is at the stage now where I can leave her alone, if you know what I mean. She's obviously not back to work or anything yet. But I can, you know, leave her alone at the start. I wanted to be with her day and night. I didn't want to leave her. Now I feel like I can leave her alone and, you know, she's doing well enough that she can sort of start getting back to life, so I can feel like I can start getting back to life. But because I was so needed, I felt like I couldn't grieve while she was grieving, so that's just kind of starting for me. So my emotions and stuff have been everywhere, so I have no idea. But if you follow me on like Goodreads, Twitter, Instagram, which is all linked below, you'll be more updated on that. But I really hope I'm in a good mood today, so I might actually film another video now, and then I'll have that, and I'll put it up maybe next week or something if I don't film between now and then. It is my birthday tomorrow also, 1st of July. So I'm going over to my mum and dad's having a barbecue, and it's just me and some very close friends and family. So that'll be really nice to relax for that as well. So I hope you're all happy and healthy, and I hope to see you in my next video, which I hope shouldn't be too far away. Goodbye.